Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really specific infrastructure problem.
Yeah, one that's surprisingly common.
You have a high-definition video source, a computer, a Blu-ray player, whatever, and you need the screen to be really, really far away.
We're talking warehouse distances.
Exactly. And if you've ever tried to just, chain together a bunch of long HDMI cables to do that.
Oh, it's a complete disaster. You get signal drop, digital snow, or more often than not, just a black screen.
HDMI just wasn't built for that kind of haul.
Well, not even close.
Which brings us to the hardware we're looking at today. The NTI ST-C6HD-394-LCAU. It's called a low-cost HDMI extender.
Right. And its mission is to solve that exact problem. How do you push a perfect 1080p signal across a football field?
And without it turning into some compressed, blocky mess.
The secret is it's not just a signal booster. It completely changes the medium the signal travels on.
Okay, so it's a converter.
Exactly. You have a transmitter, which they call the local unit,
Oh.
and a receiver, the remote unit. But for that long run in between.
It's not HDMI.
Nope, it's just a single standard Ethernet cable, a CT5e or a CT6.
That's smart. That wire's cheap, it's tough, and it's probably already in the walls of most buildings.
For sure. But, and this is a key detail from the spec sheet, the type of cable you choose really dictates your range.
It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
A huge difference. If you use a standard CT5e cable, you're looking at a maximum of 328 feet.
Which is 100 meters. That's already pretty impressive.
It is, but get this, if you upgrade that to a solid CT6 cable,
You gain another 66 feet.
yeah, the total range jumps to 394 feet or 120 meters.
Wow. Just from swapping the cable. Why is that?
It just boils down to CT6 being built to handle higher bandwidth signals with less interference. And remember, we're talking about uncompressed video here.
Right. This isn't a compressed stream from the web. This is the raw 1080p signal at 60 frames per second.
So you're getting zero latency, no compression artifacts. That's critical if you're, say, displaying fine text or engineering drawings.
And the audio goes with it.
Full audio suite, LPCM, Dolby Digital, DTS. It's meant to be a completely transparent pipe.
Okay, but here's the usability problem I always think of with these setups.
Let me guess. The remote control.
The remote control. Great, my video is playing on a screen 400 feet away in the cafeteria, but the DVD player is locked away in a server room. How do I pause it?
The engineers at NTI definitely thought of that. The specs mention a built-in IR extension.
So it comes with those little emitter and receiver cables.
It does. You plug a receiver into the unit by your TV and an emitter into the unit by your source device.
Wait, so the Ethernet cable is carrying the video signal one way, and the remote control commands the other way at the same time.
That's exactly it. You point your remote at the TV way out in the cafeteria, and the player back in the server room pauses instantly.
That's seamless. For the user, it feels like the device is right there.
It's a make-or-break feature for usability.
Okay, now let's get into the fine print. We're looking at the model ending in LCAU. That suffix can't be random.
No. And it's a real gotcha if you're buying this from a global seller. LCAU specifies the power plug.
For a specific region?
Yeah, it comes with an ASNZS 3112 plug. That's the standard for Australia and New Zealand.
So the unit itself won't work in the US or Europe?
Oh, the hardware is universal. The datasheet says it takes 110 to 240 volts.
Ah, so you just physically won't be able to plug it into the wall without an adapter?
Right. It's a logistics issue, not a technical one. But there is a technical one, though.
I saw that. It's about the HDMI cables you use to connect to the boxes.
Yes, this is so important. People assume the extender fixes everything, but the short cables on either end matter.
What's the rule?
If the HDMI cable connecting your laptop to the transmitter box is longer than 8 meters, that's about 26 feet, you can't just use the cheap passive cable. You need an active HDMI cable with a built-in video equalizer.
So you could lose the signal before it even gets to the extender.
You absolutely could. Don't cheap out on the short cables.
Okay, so let's put this all together. For about, $165,
Around that price point, yeah.
you get a plug-and-play box that turns cheap networking wire into an almost 400-foot uncompressed HD pipeline with full remote control.
It really is a powerful solution.
Yeah.
It's sort of. It democratizes what used to be really high-end professional AV distribution. You don't need fiber optics for this.
It's amazing, but, it leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it?
What's that?
If we can push a perfect, uncompressed, high-definition signal down a simple copper wire for nearly 400 feet, why is it still so hard to get decent Wi-Fi in the back of bedroom?
Physics is a funny thing.
It certainly is. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.